Here we come. So then we moved on. Who's hosting this show?
So this isn't a, we're going to train you on forklift safety video. This is a, we're going to show this to you after you fucked up to cover our own ass video.
Boom. Most times, personally, yes. Okay. That's what's happening.
All right. I'd say I would take that kind of information after watching this. Like, if I were to sit down and watch this tape, right, and just kind of like then walk into a business and start operating, I wouldn't know what to do. Mm-hmm. I would be like, this is a good, like, hey, warning, you got to know a lot of stuff.
These things are fucking dangerous.
Before you start, and then we're going to teach you 10 times more than what was on this, because I learned a lot.
But you still don't know how to drive a forklift.
I don't know how to drive a forklift, but as a layperson.
Now you know how to not to crash one.
Well, sure. I know not to. The only thing I know.
You got to calculate the triangle at every moment-to-moment instance.
I know if I say, okay, a forklift, pick up this pallet of a bunch of heavy stuff, I better know how heavy that stuff is, and how much balance it is. And I've also learned that a forklift itself weighs more than like 10 cars.
Yeah.
Like a forklift itself is super heavy.
It's like,
I never knew that. I just thought a forklift was just like a little thing people drive around and like, oh, I'm gonna pick up the pallet and move it around. And I've seen forklifts in operation.
Sure.
I've seen people play on them, lift up their friends on the forklift, laugh as they lift them up 6 stories into the air.
doing things they shouldn't be doing.
And I'm like, don't do that on the forklift, I think. I don't know, I'm not sure.
And now you've seen the video, you can say, don't do that on a forklift, I know.
If a forklift tips over and you are anywhere near it and it lands on you, you are dead. Because a forklift weighs 100 million pounds because it's meant to lift weight like 10 times its size. Mm-hmm. And I understand the danger and the respect that one must give a forklift after watching this video. Rich, I think the best part of this discussion was when I said to Rich, I said, Rich, if forklifts are so dangerous, why haven't they used them in war? And then Rich and we went off on like our own little special tangent.
Use aisleway mirrors to make sure the path is clear.
If someone walks in front of you, just keep going. Oh. It's you or them.
And it's their fault for not stopping. No, it's still your fault.
Rich, if these things are so dangerous, why aren't they used in war?
They are, Mike, in the secret war.
Can you imagine hundreds of forklifts just coming over the hill? In World War II.
Sir, they're lifting up our defensive encampment.
The Nazis are shooting at them. Just bouncing off the little cage.
Forklifts are just falling on top of Nazis left and right.
The Nazis run up to stop the forklift and it just tips over on a whole battalion of Nazis. This thing weighs as much as 30 cars.
But then you have the one guy who's like, no, I'm all about safety. It's like, you gotta tip it or else we're all gonna die. It's like, I'm going against my training.
But before they leave the boats that land on Normandy, they have to do the 16-point safety inspection. Under gunfire from the Nazis. We gotta do the safety inspection!
One guy, sacrifices himself. He makes a turn that's too tight in front of the Nazi, machine gun encampment.
He never would have made that turn if he was at home.
That was the bravest unsafe forklift driver I've ever seen.
It tips so slowly, it provides cover for, thousands of troops. We can get about 1,000 soldiers through if he tips it on the right angle. Mein Führer, the Americans are using forklifts. What?
It's against the Geneva Convention.
They've abandoned their Abrams tanks in exchange for forklifts.
They're just flipping over Panzer tanks.
Yeah, they go under the tank.
Yeah.
And they lift it, and the Panzer tank just tips over. The proud history of forklift operators in World War II.